free.
Don't you live in Lithuania, whatever it's called, not America?
Nice.
Don't you live in a country? Don't you live in Europe? From TOF Studios in Hollywood, California, it's DigitalBloxed. Tonight, Digital welcomes late night talk host and politician, iiPrimeLion. Still not featuring Sky in the premium comedy band. And now, live on tape from an unknown location, here's DigitalBloxed.
Welcome to Up Late, everybody. I'm your host, DigitalBloxed. How are y'all doing?
Awful.
Good. I'm doing great. Just fantastic. My friend, who I've been in close contact with, came down with COVID-19, and I had to take the test to see if I tested positive for it. And thank God I didn't.
We still have to wear
grateful for
masks.
that. Yeah, I don't go outside. Now before we actually get to talk about things, Jeopardy host Alex Trebek passed away on November 8th of stage 4 pancreatic cancer. And honestly, it's hard, you know. It's hard to lose famous celebrities. Alex was an idol. He hosted Jeopardy for a whopping 37 years and did an outstanding job doing that. And no one, and I mean no one, can replace Alex Trebek. He was and will be remembered as a star. Rest in peace, Alex. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, TOF Studios, our sweet network here, released a sneak peek at the Season 5 set of Jeopardy! It was scheduled for next year, but due to Alex Trebek passing, they thought it would be a great time to share what they have been hard at work for all this time. Do you have the image? Here it is. Look at that beauty. Isn't that great? Well, to find out more, let's talk to our good friend who's one of the producers on Jeopardy, Kirk.
No, you're also implying we actually were.
All right, fair enough. The 45th president of the United States of America, Donald Trump, will not be reelected because Joe Biden won the 2020 presidential election and is now president-elect. Biden was really lucky because he flipped Pennsylvania from Trump because of mail-in ballots, which put him over the 270 electoral vote barrier. Now, while we don't know if Trump will give up his keys to the White House, we know one thing for sure. He will not transfer them peacefully. He strongly believes that there's voter fraud, blah, blah, blah. And frankly, I don't care. You know, I've wasted 4 years living through this hell because of Trump. And finally, after those 4 long years, I am free.
Don't you live in Europe?
Yeah, kind of.
Stop trying to expose yourself.
But Joe Biden wasn't the only one who made history by beating Trump with his favorite chocolate chip ice cream. No. Vice President-elect Kamala Harris made history by being the first female vice president and the first black vice president. And I'm not done yet. And the first South Asian vice president. Basically, she's like those 3-in-1 Nescafe coffee packets. But yeah, I strongly believe that Joe and Kamala will do a great job. And we'll see what Trump will do about that. Speaking of Trump, Trump's lawyer and man who can't keep his dick inside his pants, Rudy Giuliani, and other Trump's minions held a press conference at a Four Seasons hotel. Oh, I'm being told that it was the Four Seasons total landscaping, not the hotel. Basically, someone messed up. Someone in the Trump administration booked the wrong place, and they ended up doing a press conference at what looks to be something I can't even begin to describe. Imagine the look on their faces when they found out it wasn't the luxury hotel they were expecting, but instead a groundskeeping firm that was in between a crematorium and a sex shop. Which shouldn't come as a surprise since it's where Giuliani wants to be when he retires. Well, as we won't go into detail about what he mostly talked about voter fraud and how Trump is number one, but who cares? Trump lost, we say bye-bye and move on.
Hey, a fun fact. You know that literally not even like a day in, that place trended on Twitter in like VR chat, and it was a bunch of like furries just messing around on it. It was something. It took less than a day, mind you.
And how did you know that?
Twitter. What do you mean? It was trending.
No? Okay. I'm not gonna ask. But Trump may be losing more than he thinks because former Donald Trump's aide said that Melania Trump is counting minutes to divorce Donald. In a sensational claim, an ex-political advisor to Trump said that the relationship between Melania and Trump was over, and she was just waiting for President Trump to lose the 2020 U.S. presidential election to divorce him. Ouch, that must have hurt. But this shouldn't come as a surprise, since she had been avoiding him for 4 years. Who can ever forget the moment when Donald tried to hold Melania's hand, but she just waved it off? Alright, M&S has unveiled its Christmas range of food, which includes a donut that is called Santa's Yumnut. Well, that's one way of getting on the nice list. Come in and get your mouthful of Santa's Yumnuts. They're extra creamy.
Shut up, Digital. What the fuck? What the Why?
Nice and creamy.
Campus,
That's disgusting. Okay, I have some news. A new late night talk show is coming to TOF Studios. It's called
what?
Later. What, you don't know that?
Later with who?
With iMixie.
I feel like this was a strategical ploy just to get a hosting job in TOF.
No. So, here to talk about it is the host himself, iMixie. Come on over here, bitch.
Hi. Now fuck off.
Oh, you.
Thank you, Digital. Who's from the town of I don't know, Kirk. Where is Digital from?
Not answering you. Fuck you.
Remember, he's from Europe. He tried to admit that he was from America, but he's actually from Europe.
Exposed.
I hope you witnessed that. That was a murder. So, you may know me as the host of the Weakest Link, the man who cries in the corner every night, and also a writer. And now I've got my own show, Later with iMixie. Now I am looking forward to doing this show, like seriously. So if you like people who try and be funny just to try and get their parents' love, then you'll love Later with iMixie. Later will be on in early 2021, and it will feature comedy, guests, and more.
This sounds like Up Late, but with more complicated.
More murder.
Hey Kirk, how do you say Lithuania again?
Why didn't it work? Oh, right. Hold on. Cappers, can you go next to Michael real quick?
Sure. Hello.
No.
Thank you.
Well,
Now claps my socks off, all right?
No, I'm still doing it. I'm still doing it.
No, you are not. God.
Yes, I think you was about to say, I think you brought the seat. Anyways, now this show will be on after Up Late. To be honest, Digital only did that because he wanted Up Late to be TOF's Tonight Show, when really it's Eric Andre who is TOF's Tonight Show.
Oh,
Isn't that Kirk? You're welcome. Now, we don't know who our first guest will be, but I'm sure the 2 guests we will have on will be amazing people. So I hope you'll join me for Later with iMixie, coming soon to TOF, where the happy dance is a symbol of peace. And now back to Digital, who's probably trying to do comedy to get people to like him. Bye!
Didn't he make the headlines last episode and they were like,
Shut up, Kirk.
Yeah.
Trying to say Lithuania.
Well, I wish you good luck and welcome to TOF. Okay.
I've been here for 4 years.
It doesn't matter. Huge news broke last week. YouTube announced that they will not be doing Rewind this year. Here's what they said. Since 2010, we've ended up with Rewind, a look back at the year's most impactful creators, videos, and trends. Whether you love it or only remember 2018, Rewind was always meant to be a celebration of you. But 2020 has been different. And it doesn't feel right to carry on as if it weren't. So we're taking a break from Rewind this year, blah, blah, blah. You get it. My response? Thank God for that. Rewind has sucked from 2018. Like, really sucked. So I just say thank God that they're not doing Rewind this year.
They just need an excuse to not get watch mode. Big tag for Rewind 2020. You saw what happened last year.
Probably, yeah. In other news, Panasonic build a vacuum to restore lost AirPods from train tracks. Yes, so the Japanese have created a device that's like a vacuum cleaner that'll help pick up stray AirPods dropped onto the train tracks. Meanwhile, Apple cleans all of those lost AirPods and resells them to you. We've got a great show for you tonight. From today on CBS, iiPrimeLion is back.
Ah!
Not
when we
funny
come
when
back-
Johnny doesn't.
But when we come back, headlines. Stick around.
To prepare for the big Jim Freeland Ford sales event, you must clear the mind. The outside world must fade away.
Brother, why did you hit me? I saved you from the fly. Now we fight. Let's do this.
Round one, fight!
Ha! Hoo! Hee! Hee!
Welcome back, everybody. As I said before, we have a wonderful guest, iiPrimeLion, coming back to Upload. And a little backstory, if you don't know this about him. Prime used to be a politician on Roblox. Now, I don't know if he still does that actively, but nonetheless, he knows more about politics than I do. And, it's great to have a guest like that. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get to our segment now. It's time for headlines. All right, let's begin. A man in Britain got a tattoo of 6 of his kids. Yeah, so a man in Britain got a tattoo on the back of his leg of his kids. But first of all, that is a lot of kids. And I have one brother, and it feels like 6 kids. So imagine having 6 kids. Anyway, that's not the point. The kids in the tattoo are taking a shit. He got a tattoo of his kids taking a shit. Well, that's one way of calling them little shit.
Capper, this is why your mother doesn't love you. I don't. Capper,
Oh, God.
Capper, this is why you're the worst player in your hockey team as well.
Oh, God. Will Smith has revealed what James Avery whispered in his ear during a famous emotional scene from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. What James said to Will was, in 2018, you're going to be in the most disliked YouTube video ever.
So off topic, but they're putting an HBO Max French Prince reunion thing.
Are they?
Yeah, no,
That's cool.
they brought back all the old cast except Uncle Phil because he's dead.
Oh, sad. Okay. A woman is being called disturbing and disgusting for cooking a steak for her boyfriend in a toaster. Now, we tried this today with Kirk without telling him. He seems just perfectly fine.
A bread basket!
A bread basket is another word for a stomach.
Now you know.
The streamer Cypher PK will be heading over to Twitch. You could say that Cypher will be playing the celebration song, but Twitch will copyright it if even 1 millisecond gets played. We'll be right back with iiPrimeLion.
Sassy and I have some very important work to do. We cannot be disturbed. The new window has to be cutting-edge triple pane to maximize energy efficiency. And instead of 70% argon fill like everybody else, we're going to fill it 97%. And that's like money in the bank.
Wake up, wake up.
It wasn't a dream. The most advanced window on the planet. Available only at Jack.
You're gonna see a big difference.
Is that Glenn Lerner?
Working.
Yo, Glenn Lerner, what's up?
Yep, I'm working.
Look, it's Glenn Lerner. Hi, Glenn.
Working. Working.
Glenn Lerner is the way to go. Call 877-1500.
Hey, welcome back to Upload everybody. My guest tonight has appeared on this show a few episodes back this season, but nonetheless, he is a late night talk show host, the owner of the game show group GCW, and an anchor on GC News. Also, he knows a lot about politics. So please welcome iiPrimeLion.
Thank
Hi.
you. Thank you.
Thank you for being
Hi.
here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it's good to have you. How are you holding up during these difficult times?
It's been okay. I mean, I haven't had any problems with anyone around me or
Hmm.
anything like that. So I think I've been pretty okay this season, this going around. And of course, it's expected to get worse because of winter, but
Yeah.
everything seemed to going fine for right now.
Oh, that's great. Now, do you label yourself as a retired politician or just a politician?
I would say retired. I haven't really messed with politics and ROBLOX for like years now. I try
Mhm.
not to, um, especially because now the political world is much more heated than it was 4 years
Yeah.
ago. So, yeah, I would consider myself a retired one.
Well, you're coming back out of retirement because we're going to talk about it. Well,
Oh,
as you know, as we all know, Joe Biden won the 2020 presidential election. Now, what do you think this means for our country?
I think this was a retaliation against a president who was vastly unpopular. If you
Hmm.
look at his approval ratings, he never hit over 50%. Um, Constantly throughout his presidency, there was always conspiracy theories. There was always scandals. There was always someone getting replaced from their job. It was quite like a movie, like something out of a movie you saw. It just expanded for 4 years. I
Yeah.
think this was a general retaliation, just like I believe um, when he got elected in 2016. I believe that was a retaliation against not only a black president but a female who was running for the highest office on this land. I think
Hmm.
um, people weren't ready for a female, or maybe they just weren't ready for Hillary Clinton. Of course, now we have our first vice president elect who was a female, a person of color. So she's breaking multiple barriers, uh, and I think maybe America was waiting for the right person, or maybe they're not. Maybe they can settle for a female vice president, maybe just not a female president yet. We don't I honestly really don't know. I try to look at things from both sides. Um, but I think what Trump does, people say he has good policies, but human-wise and as a person, he seems like a really horrible, uh,
Yeah.
you know, human being to be around or even to be able to run this country. It's scary almost because he's so irrational and he makes decisions that are so what's to say? Unpredictable, I guess would
Yeah,
be a word.
unpredictable. Yeah.
And one other thing is that he's always constantly tweeting. I mean, why does he keep, shouldn't he be president? Shouldn't he be running the country? Shouldn't he have a team of people that write these tweets for him, not
Mhm.
himself? I feel like that's really, really scary. And especially now in the day and age of social media, that's how we connect to each other. Um, I just think he should be doing his job and focusing on what he has to do as president and not constantly tweeting to his followers and, getting everyone in a whole bunch because he can't focus or but that's what I think and that's why I think Biden won because I just think America was tired of this constant embarrassment to our
Mhm.
country.
Wow, that's a lot. Do you think that President Trump did a great job, as he says, at keeping the country safe during the pandemic?
No,
No.
no, simply no.
Okay, but what do you think he could have done differently to protect the
A
American people?
lot. A lot. I mean, COVID-19 response, what happened there? Why
Yeah.
did we flop so hard? I mean, we tanked harder than Carly Rae Jepsen. I mean, I I mean, if he had done well like he says he has, we wouldn't have over 200,000 people dead right now. We wouldn't have almost 10 million cases, if not 10 million. We wouldn't have, these I can't even think of the word. How do you say that?
Ir- irreg-
Irregular.
irregular.
No, I'm trying to think of like the
Oh,
regularities, like that word.
I don't know.
Regular,
I can't regularities, is that how you say it? Okay.
something like
Oh,
that.
Yeah, but like how the cases have been spiking in different states and all that, and it's getting really scary out here now. Um, it's getting worse than it already was when it first started, and that's bad. That's really, really bad. And he's not taking any of this seriously to the point where there's things being done. And him and his party have constantly been trying to slow down the process or make restrictions to not allow certain processes to be done, like a max mandate or to shut down the city or their states or whatever. They're blocking these things that would help bring down these COVID cases. And we have a politically divided country. Everyone's talking about, or not everyone, but half the country is saying masks work. The other half is saying they don't work. In my opinion, I think even if masks didn't work, they work better than not having a mask at all. So I just think a lot of these people have really let politics get into the way of their health, their family's health, um, their mind. Really, they let these politics to control their everyday thinking. They let it control their everyday, uh, just things they do on a normal basis. They're being, what's the word I'm looking for? They're being not adapted, but not controlled. But it's like they're being, I can't think of the word.
Manipulated?
Manipulated. That's a good word. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really disappointing that we've gotten to the point where this country cannot even agree on one thing. We were just
Yeah.
constantly fighting and bickering, and that's, like I said, both sides. Um, I really just hope that we could somewhat get just a little bit better, maybe in a few years or something. Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
but right now the way it's going is it's really bad. It's a really divided country.
Yeah. Because Donald Trump, what he's doing right now is really an embarrassment to the country. Because people actually look up to like maybe immigrate to the country or something, but now they look at the country and the president who's running it, and it's just embarrassing. Okay, now, do you think that what Donald Trump is doing right now, calling the election results fake and that there's voter fraud going on, suing all states that Biden took from him, and that he's not accepting and realizing the defeat is acceptable? Not even that, he was threatening and saying that he won the election without basically. Um, do you think that what he's doing right now with this election is acceptable?
Not at all, not even in the least possible way. It is completely wrong, completely demoralizing. The last time we had a president lose his reelection bid, he took it with dignity. He took it with respect,
Yeah,
and he allowed the new president to transition in immediately. What this president is doing right now is not only is he saying and trying to array his audience from the real election results, but he's trying to delay Biden's transition to the White House. Biden can't get national security briefings. He can't get access to these things because Trump won't allow it, and or
yeah,
his enablers won't allow it. Even though Biden is the rightful winner and by almost a landslide. It's funny because they're predicting the same amount of electoral votes that they're predicting Biden won is the exact same electoral votes that was won in 2016. So
yeah,
Biden
yeah,
is projected to win 306. Trump won 306 4 years ago. So
yeah,
it's a big slap in the face, honestly. But my whole point really is just that it's very disappointing that a sitting president, has to be this childish to try and will ultimately fail to get his way. There is no proof of voter fraud. There is no evidence he has presented to the courts of anything that is related to voter fraud. He isn't going to steal this election from the over 5 million people who voted against him. He has and always will be an unpopular candidate and an unpopular president, and he was a mistake that I really do genuinely hope this country does not make again.
yeah. But why do you think he just doesn't want to accept that he lost Joe Biden?
Because when has he ever wanted to accept defeat or a
Wow.
loss.
Well, that's
He's
yeah.
always been like that his entire life. He thought he was going to be a two-term president. He didn't end up being a two-term president, and now he's trying to fight these results in order to stay or become a two-term president. It's
Hmm.
not going to work, but I mean, he can try. But he won't accept things that don't go his way. I mean, that's just. I mean, we kind of knew, we kind of understood, we knew what was coming if Biden did win, and this is what he's doing. And it's really unfortunate because he's caring more about the election right now than actually being president, which is
Hmm.
kind of scary. You know, we're still going through a pandemic. We're still going through so many problems in this country, and the only thing he's focusing on is the election. I mean,
Yeah.
it just shows you how much of a child. But that's just my opinion, though.
Hey, it's a good opinion though. All right, now let's talk about Kamala Harris. Like you said, she is the first woman to be elected as vice
Vice
president.
president, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that that we will have more women running the office in the future?
100%. Yes, definitely. I feel like she is a moving stone for the woman movement in this country. And 4, 8, 12 years from now, we could see a female president. We could see, female running the cabinet, females running um, important positions in this government. I definitely see that. Like I said, I believe she is the kind of moving piece for it to all start getting in place. So yes,
Hmm.
yes, to answer your question.
Okay, now President Trump is said to me maybe run again in 2024. What do you think about that?
I don't think the Republican Party will want to even associate with him in 4 years from now with what he's doing right now. I feel like if Trump would have conceded the election with um, no issues, with no so like I said, I don't think he can do it. But I was saying, I don't think it would be necessarily successful because of how he's been acting now. And the
Yeah.
GOP party or the Republican Party won't really want to associate with him in 4 years, especially with the hopeful candidates they'll have in 4 years from now. You know, they're going to come back. They're going to try to come back, and they're going to put other people besides Trump up there.
Mm,
I don't think he'll even have a chance to. He could. I mean, I'm not saying he can't. He definitely, he could do that if he would like to. I just don't think that he would even be. I don't think he would even receive the nomination for president.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's what I think. But I mean, if he wants to, I guess he can go ahead and try.
He may do because you know him. Well, let's talk about you because we're getting into politics deeply. I see you're wearing the little Nas we love little Nas sign. So
You
you're going to
Yes,
forgot
be
the
attending the concert.
X.
Oh, I'm sorry. Little Nas X.
yes,
Yeah. So are you going to be attending the concert?
yes. I will. I attended the pre-show last night. They showed a little behind the scenes of his new music video. It was like a little Q&A, a little
Oh,
snippet there, and then it was the clean version of his new song, his new music
no.
video. Um, yeah, I've been a fan of him for quite a while now, and as someone who is gay, as someone who is black,
Yeah.
he is an inspiration to not only me but so many people, and he is what I want to say a stepping stone, a breaking nature type thing because there's only so many of people like him that are actually mainstream right now, that are actually breaking
Yeah.
records and who are actually doing things. So definitely, I do support this not only for me, but for so many other people that come, into this world and so many other people that understand more about um, accepting themselves and being themselves. And, we have examples like this, like him, and he's very young, he's very talented. Um, so yeah, I have really great respect for him and
Hmm.
what he's doing. And, he's working with LGBTQ plus kids and youth. He's He has so many other projects he's doing. It's not just music. And I obviously not a lot of people notice that or realize that, but there is other things that he is doing besides making music, and it's all for good reasons and good causes. So definitely 100%. Yeah, I will be going to the concert today, and I will be supporting when his album drops eventually, sometime I believe early next year. Um, but yeah, I see really great potential in him.
Yeah. Well, you host or co-anchor, whatever you want to call it, GC News. GC News did live coverage of the 2020 presidential election. So, how did that feel?
Interesting. I mean, never did anything like that before, so it was new. Um, yeah, I had really nothing else to say, but it was interesting. I mean, we were on there for 4 hours, 5 hours straight, I
5 hours.
think. So, I mean, yeah, it was interesting to say the most. It went quite well, I think. So, yeah, I guess that's
Yeah.
really all I have to say.
Yeah. Well, you did a good job.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Well, listen, Prime. We are actually out of time. No kidding. So, thank you so much for being here. Really
Thank you.
appreciate you giving your honest opinions.
Mhm.
And yeah, iPrimeLion, everybody. We'll be right back.
What? Let me get one. I get one. Ooh, man, get that. Man, you better go to Rare Kitchen, man. That's nasty. Man, get that out your hand. Come on, let's go to Rare Kitchen, man.
Looking for something good to eat? Well, come down to Rail's Kitchen, located on 1679 Oak Street in Montgomery, Alabama. We're open 7 days a week, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. We also have Wi-Fi available, and call-ins are always welcome.
See, didn't I tell you? How that taste? That better ain't.
That's it for everybody. I want to thank iPrimeLion for appearing on the show tonight, and you, the viewers, for watching. Remember
Mr.
to
Krabs
stay
is
safe out-
unfair.
Michael,
Ram is in session.
can you let me do the outro for 1 second?
Don't worry. He's
Remember to stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time. Good night.
You both are fucking fired. The camera glitched out. Let's go.